Thanks for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Heather Sells. Hurricane Irma has weakened to a Category 4, but it is still slated to make a direct hit on Florida. The storm could wreak havoc for the state as it hits the Turks and Caicos Islands today and then heads to the Bahamas. At least 13 people in the Caribbean have been killed already. Florida's governor is warning people to follow evacuation orders. Charlene Aaron has the story.
Hurricane Irma has moved within striking distance of South Florida, where residents are boarding up homes, grabbing dwindling supplies of bottled water, and battling fuel shortages seeking to get out of harm's way.
I'm very scared, so I'm just trying to get as far north as possible.
We want to get to higher ground.
Florida's governor is stressing the powerful storm could be a historic disaster, and residents should listen to mandatory evacuations.
Remember, Hurricane Andrew is one of the worst storms in the history of Florida. This storm is much worse.
Irma is likely to move up along the east coast of Florida with a potential threat to Georgia and the Carolinas after doing serious damage throughout islands in the Caribbean. Irma is the strongest hurricane ever recorded in the Atlantic Ocean. With 170-mile-per-hour winds, it devastated small northern Caribbean islands like St. Martin and Barbuda.
The entire country has been decimated.
It was the worst time in all my life, and I would not want to see another hurricane like this again.
We were praying the whole time.
How are we going to survive after this?
In Puerto Rico, the storm left nearly 1 million people without power, and it could be 4 to 6 months in some areas before it's restored. And here in the U.S., the National Weather Service warns that some locations hit by Irma could be uninhabitable for weeks or months due to powerful winds, and that structural damage to buildings, with many washing away, is possible in some coastal areas. Major preparations are underway. In addition to Florida, the governor of Georgia declared a state of emergency for his state's Atlantic coast. And the governors of South and North Carolina have declared states of emergency.
There's no gas, there's no water, the grocery stores are empty. They have security guards and police at Home Depot. They're rioting for plywood down there. It's crazy.
But Florida is the main state in Irma's path, where huge numbers of people are evacuating and getting ready for the monster storm. And CBN's Operation Blessing has been stocking up for its relief and humanitarian aid as well. OB already has dozens of tractor-trailer loads of water and food at its warehouse in Ocala, Florida, and has been in contact with Florida pastors they've worked with over the years as it prepares to help those who will need it in Irma's aftermath. Charlene Aaron, CBN News.
In southern Mexico, a powerful earthquake struck Thursday night, sending shockwaves that could be felt for hundreds of miles. The earthquake split buildings in half and toppled houses to the ground as people filled the streets in panic. It initially left 1 million people without power. Authorities say the 8.2 magnitude earthquake killed at least 5, and the death toll could rise.
Unfortunately, we have already received reports of loss of human life and of material damage that we cannot yet quantify. We will do that in the coming hours and days to learn what damage the earthquake has caused.
Mexico's president also says the earthquake is the biggest Mexico has felt in the last 100 years. Well, out west, an incredible tinderbox in many states this year. Experts say 2017 is on track to be one of the worst fire seasons in a decade. Initially, they believed a snowy winter across much of the West would help, but a hot, dry summer got in the way. Experts say the snow melted faster than expected, creating dried out grass, which has provided fuel for the wildfires. The U.S. Forest Service has spent more than $2 billion already this year fighting the fires. The Trump administration is supporting a Colorado baker who declined to make a cake for a same-sex wedding. The Department of Justice has filed a brief on behalf of Jack Phillips in his upcoming Supreme Court case, Masterpiece Cake Shop versus the Colorado Civil Rights Commission. 86 members of Congress have also filed a brief in support of Phillips. The baker says his religious beliefs on marriage prevented him from making the cake.
Every American should be free to choose which art they will create and which art they won't create, without fear of unjustly being punished by the government.
A government that tells you what you can't say is bad enough. But a government that tells you what you must say and what you must do and punishes you if you don't is frightening. That kind of state power should scare all of us, no matter where we stand on this issue.
Lawyers from Alliance Defending Freedom are representing Phillips. They expect oral arguments to be scheduled later this fall. Well, the percentage of Americans who identify as white and Christian has dropped below 50%. Christians are still a large majority in the U.S., but now white Christians make up just 43% of the population. That's according to the Public Religion Research Institute. 4 decades ago, about 80% of Americans were white Christians. The change comes from immigration and because more and more people are rejecting organized religion altogether. Well, coming up, the hidden side of Antifa that you won't see reported in the mainstream media. Find out what they're really protesting and how they plan to get what they want next. Not. They've been in the news recently, but more than 3 years ago, CBN News warned America about Antifa. It is the so-called anti-fascist far-left group that has been attacking people and destroying property in Europe for decades. A closer look at this group shows there is nothing democratic or peaceful about it. Dale Hurd brings us that story.
Come on, y'all, no Nazis, no KKK!
The black-clad members of Antifa were treated as heroes for facing off against neo-Nazis and the Ku Klux Klan in Charlottesville. CNN's Chris Cuomo even compared Antifa to the soldiers fighting Hitler, and CNN actually described Antifa as seeking peace through violence. But what happened next in Berkeley, where Antifa beat up peaceful demonstrators, has forced more and more leaders on the left and right to condemn the movement. Americans are learning what Europeans already know, that Antifa, which claims to fight racism and fascism, is not what it seems. What Americans call Antifa is in Europe Antifa, a shortened version from the German Antifaschistisch Aktion. Antifa is not a single organization, but a movement, known in Europe as the Black Bloc. It consists of anarchist and Marxist revolutionaries who seek the overthrow of capitalist systems. Here's an excerpt from our story 3 years ago when we warned about the violence of Antifa in Europe. And if you want a glimpse into how bad it could become in America in the future, look to Europe. Take American conservative values of God, country, and traditional family to Western Europe, and you'd be branded extreme right, anti-woman, homophobic, and even Nazi. And should you be brave enough to actually demonstrate publicly for a conservative cause, you could be physically attacked. Or in Sweden, your home might be wrecked.
You could get beaten up. We see that in Sweden, by the way. You have these so-called anti-fascists coming to known sort of right-wingers' homes and wrecking their apartment. Destroy the furniture, the pictures, tear up the books, and, you know, general destruction. And then they make a video of it and put it out on the web. See what we did to this guy.
Under the banner of fighting racism, left-wing radicals terrorize those who dare to speak out against multiculturalism. Kim Mueller is considered the leading expert on the extreme violent left groups in Denmark.
Today they call them anti-racists or fight for a better environment, a more humane society and so on. But the goal is to smash the democracy as we know it.
It looks like that they're against fascism, but you said they're really against parliamentary democracy.
Yeah, they're revolutionary communists. When you talk about revolution in Denmark, people will say crazy. But when we talk about it, when you say you fight racism, suddenly everybody is opposed to racism.
Antifa's approach can be summed up in their banner from the rally in Berkeley. What you read first is resist hate and racism. That sounds good, but keep reading. Next is patriarchy. That's leftist code for Judeo-Christian values. And corporate rule is pure Marxist theory. Antifa can also be defined not only by who it opposes, but by who it almost never opposes: radical Islam. The question is why? Radical Islam treats women as property and calls for death for adulterers and homosexuals. That should be repugnant to leftist radicals. But Antifa is more likely to march against so-called Islamophobia than against Islam. Islam expert Robert Spencer, who has had first-hand experience with Antifa violence in Europe, that's him trying to speak in the middle of an Antifa demonstration, explains why.
The left and the jihadis both hate America. They both are globalists, internationalists. They both have contempt for borders and for nation states. They both think that there ought to be one great world government that erases distinctions between people. And so they hate the United States as being the only superpower in the world, and thus the foremost obstacle to their vision for the world.
The left-dominated European media has given Antifa a pass, treating the movement more like rowdy teenagers. And some say Antifa has become the left's muscle in Europe, driving conservatives out of the mainstream and underground. This is what has come to America, and it's growing. They're attracting large numbers of so-called progressives frustrated with President Trump and the Democratic leadership. They're even attracting school teachers. Antifa offers a radical solution, and its goal, according to one leader, is to make America ungovernable. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
Up next, she is an actress and an author, and she's only 13. We're sitting down with Elena Pitts to hear about her latest project. Elena Pitts captured our hearts in the hit film about prayer, War Room. The young actress now adds author to her resume, teaming up with her mom to write a series of books for young girls. Ephraim Graham sat down with Elena Pitts for this week's Studio 5 interview.
I'm going to drop you off early at the community center, okay?
Okay. Can we pick up Jennifer on the way?
Sure, if it's okay with her mother.
Who's Jennifer?
She's on my double dutch team.
I thought you were playing basketball.
I wanted to jump rope again.
Aren't you a little too old to be jumping rope?
You know we love you, right? That wasn't very convincing.
Mom, I think you love me a little bit.
A little bit? Danielle, you're my daughter. You're the most important thing in the whole world to me. You gotta believe that.
What's my team name?
And those are just some of the images of Elena Pitts at work in the film War Room. She joins us now here in Studio 5. So thank you so much for being here. You are amazing in the film.
Thank you.
And that is the very first time you've acted.
Yes.
Did you watch, Disney growing up and say, this is something I want to do?
No, I never really thought about that. I've always been very, I guess, dramatic. I like to just pretend and put on fake shows at home with my sisters and boss them around. That's about it.
That's it. So, how does the big break come? Many people wondering, who want to do this, how do you get the opportunity to be in a major film?
I got the opportunity. Just Priscilla Shire is my cousin, and so they were looking for a little girl to audition, and she was like, I have a little niece that would love to audition, but she was like, she probably won't get it, and I was like, I won't get it because I've never acted before, but I'll try it and just see what auditioning is like. And so I just kind of went in, just maybe this is something God has for me, probably not, but whatever. And I ended up getting the part in it, and it was really just a God thing, basically.
Wow. What was the toughest part about doing it?
I'd say crying.
Crying?
Yeah.
How did you make yourself cry?
Eye drops and
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so you were trying and trying.
Yes.
Okay. Was it difficult to learn all the lines and prepare?
No, they give you a side with 5 of the lines that you need every day, and it tells you your call time and all that. And then you just look over those lines the night before, and then the next day you say them 10 times before you actually shoot them, and then you know them.
Nice. Well, now in addition to acting, you are now moving from acting to being an author with this book, Hello Stars, the very first in a series you wrote along with your mom, Winter. And in reading it, Lena sounds a lot like Alina.
Yes. So it's kind of just a reflection of my life. It's about a girl named Lena Daniels, and she has to just she has her whole life planned out, and then God turns all of her plans upside down and tells her he wants her to be in a movie and things like that. And she's like, okay, and then she has to learn to just let God take control.
Wow. Now, War Room was about prayer. Yes. You shared with me earlier that even the writing of this book came as a result of you and your mother praying together.
Yes.
How important is prayer to you at 13?
Extremely important, just because I realized not only does God want to talk to us and things like that, but he also hears us, and he knows our wildest dreams and things like that. And especially my mom, because she just randomly said one day we should write a book, and then I was like, okay, we'll pray about it. And then 3 weeks later we ended up writing a book. So.
Do you already know what the next 2 adventures in this book are going to be about? Or are you
yes, we are finished.
You're done?
Yes.
Oh, so that's good.
Yes.
Give us a tease maybe about the next one?
So the next few ones are just kind of about, I can't give an actual thing yet, but they're mainly just about what she wants to do when she gets older and things like that. And you kind of just watch Lena Daniels grow up and become more mature in her faith and things like that.
Beautiful. What are your dreams growing up? What career path do you think you're going to walk?
I really enjoy singing, and my uncle took me to the studio one time, and so I really do enjoy doing that, and so I hope I get to do that in the future.
And right now there are at least 3 titles you can be on the lookout for in the Faith Girls series, and they are Hello Stars, Daydreams, and Movie Screens, and Shining Night, which is coming in 2018. Stay with us and we will be right back. Well, the weekend is almost here, so let's turn now to Plugged In Online, the entertainment review department at Focus on the Family. And this week, the team reviews Home Again.
The movie Home Again follows the tug-and-pull emotional struggles of one Alice Kinney. She's an almost middle-aged mom and the daughter of a once famous indie film director. But after separating from her music biz husband, she decides to leave New York and take her 2 girls back to her deceased dad's family compound in Los Angeles.
You and I've got this thing about you, and it's super impressive.
You seem to be handling everything really well.
Alice doesn't know what she wants.
Brutal.
But then, a girls' night out for her 40th birthday becomes something of an ill-advised inebriated hookup when she and her friends meet 3 20-something guys at a bar.
When were you going to tell me that 3 strangers were living in your house?
Within 24 hours, Alice has a whole new challenge in her life as those 3 guys, who also happen to be struggling filmmakers, move into her unused guest house. Let the midlife crisis and semi-romantic shenanigans begin. This lukewarm romantic comedy does have a few good things to say about investing in your kids, about growing up, and taking responsibility for your life. On the other hand, this is a broad relational fantasy that maintains a pretty laissez-faire attitude about hopping in and out of bed. Plus, there's lots of tipsy guzzling, and its protagonist doesn't always make the wisest of choices. So I'm giving Home Again just 2.5 relationship punchlines out of 5 for family friendliness. For an in-depth review of this film, or really anything else at your local box office, visit us at PluggedIn.com. Plugging you into the movies, I'm Bob Olszewski for Focus on the Family's Plugged In Movie Review.
And there you have it. That's it for now on CBN NewsWatch. You can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues that you care about most at cbnnews.com. And tell us what you think about the stories that you've seen right here. You can do that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com or talk to us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hope that you'll join us next time. Have a great day.